Okay, interesting day for me as we were flying a combat mission in Afghanistan. I came back and my senior man on the ship called me and said, hey, we're getting a little busy out here. And as you can see, we were some of the first aircraft to participate in operations in Libya, and ultimately the B-22s were the rescue vehicle for that downed pilot that had the mechanical failure over Libya. Next slide, please. A little bit of a busy slide. I did clean it up. It was worse than this. So the timeline goes essentially 23:30, 11:30 at night, and F-15 goes down. The guys on the ship really don't know why. We don't know what happened. So the wheels start turning. About an hour and 12 minutes from notification, we had enough information to launch our first aircraft. In this case, those first aircraft were two AB-8B Harriers. We put them on station, and our mission was to locate the pilot, analyze any threat, and then we're going to send those rescue vehicles, the B-22s, to go rescue the pilot. So the B-22s launched at about 01:32. It's about 2 hours after he goes down. There is kinetic stuff going on there. The guy on the ground is calling for strikes. His wingman's delivered some strafing runs. Our guys got on board, the Harriers. They actually had some engagements. So there was enemy activity in the vicinity of this guy. And then the B-22s pushed him down and made the pickup. The way it went down, the first B-22 went in, located the guy, provided a mark to the second air crew, and they made a landing. And you can see there the recon Marines on board disembarked. They found our down pilot, and they got him back on board the B-22, and they lifted all within 1 minute and 30 seconds. So pretty quick, pretty good work there in the objective area. And then in the end, they were covering back the USS Kearsarge, a young Air Force pilot. Gets a chance to call his wife. He gets to see my flight surgeon. She cleared him, and then the next day he's back at his parent command telling his story. Ultimately, it took just under 3.5 hours from the time that aircraft went down until we had him back on board the USS Kearsarge, which was just over 100 miles off the coast of Libya. The speed, flexibility of the B-22, we had the B-22s airborne for this mission for just under an hour and a half, 1 hour and 28 minutes, from the time they were told to launch off the ship until they had him safe on deck. The total distance was about 300 miles, and they transited that distance at 4 miles per minute. So this is a capability that we really never had before. Okay, we got this guy in that amount of time. You know, a helicopter, we're talking about adding an additional hour to get that guy off the ground. And like I told you, he was convinced that he was being pursued. There was evidence of that. And like I said, my own guys were out there striking folks that were trying to get close to him. So it really was a game changer on that night when that mission went down. Next slide, please. I'm sorry, can you go back? I would also add that one of those B-22s that made the rescue was actually executing a different mission at the time. So when the notification came, we brought him back. Somebody else did the mission planning for that guy, and then they delivered a mission brick or a disk, and he stuck it in his mission computer, uploaded all the maps, the threat files, everything he needed. With very minimal briefing, that crew went out there. He was actually the guy that made the landing in the landing zone and extracted